Hey guys! First things first. Oh, I went all out on that intro. First things first. Kathy P, one of our awesome peeps, has been doing videos, as you know. And Kathy's very close to 600 milestones. That's a milestone. So if you will, my mods will drop the link to Kathy's channel and maybe you'll check it out and sub, because Kathy has been covering a lot of things that I can't get to and has been doing an excellent job. And I would just recommend you check out Kathy's channel and maybe even subscribe while you're there. So I have been off the air for a couple days, which is a good thing because I had a lot of stuff to sort out. YouTube paid us, as all of you know, so I had to pay bills and run around, and I did have to do a few things with the fam. So I got all that out of the way so we could get ready for a nice weekend, and it's only Thursday, so we're just getting started. But a really nice weekend of updating everybody to where we're at with all the stuff we've been covering, and even introducing you to a couple news stories that I think are worth our attention. We've got new fraud raisers, we've got new fraudsters, we've got old fraudsters, we've got heels on the ground and in the air. We've got crazy videos that have come to surface that explain a little bit of what could possibly be going on with some of the YouTubers we've been covering. Betty and Molly have been kind of like having the some weird things. There's definitely some weird stuff going on, y'all. I have to admit, I was gonna stream yesterday. It was a Wednesday. You know, it's one of those days where it's like, I might stream, I might not. And to be real with you, the reason I didn't stream was because there's some weird stuff going on. You know? Like, I get so many people that bring me information, that talk to me, that send me stuff, and there's some weird stuff going on. So it behooved us to recuperate our stream senses, to build up our stream vitamins and minerals and get ready for a weekend of streamology to entertain the masses. But definitely, while there was plotting, backstabbing, and a little bit of Game of Thrones-like action going on in the background of the community, I decided might as well lay low and chill and just see what the heck's going on. Because honestly, the one thing about the internet that a lot of these kind of like, a lot of people that decide to start doing weird stuff online, the one thing that they forget is that while you are shielded behind a monitor and most likely a computer or a phone, depending on how you're streaming, thinking that you can get away with anything, really, that there's only typically one or two people that ever benefit from anything crazy that gets plotted or that happens. There's usually only a couple people that benefit. And then if you look at the people that benefit from strangeness going on, then you look at them and you say, what's going on with them right now? Are they being completely like normal, or is there something strange happening? Because that'd be a hell of a coincidence that if like there was some kind of weird backstabby things going on. And then when you peek over and you look at people and you expect everybody to be kind of like acting normal, everyone other than maybe like one person or two people are. It's a thing that kind of does in people like Betty and Molly. I mean, look at what happened with the Letitia fundraiser. If you put on the normal expected behavior of anyone doing something, especially as serious as that, any deviation towards personal gain or attacking people that want refunds should never be seen. But I guess you could expect mistakes to happen, and a mistake is just a small little choice that was the wrong way, and that leads you to believe, hey, they're not going to do that anymore if it was a mistake. But when you see, like with the Letitia fundraiser, fraud raiser, a giant deviation and insane things happening, like everybody who asks for a refund gets attacked and doxxed by specifically one person, then you notice that sometime later that one person is the in bed, if you will, with the people that ran the fraud raiser. It's not a leap of logic to determine, as most of you know, that they shared the money. And that same kind of principle applies to all the weirdness that happens in our communities, because to be honest, there shouldn't be any. There shouldn't be any. There shouldn't be any plotting. There shouldn't be any attacking. There shouldn't be any, backstabbing or secret exchanges of info for certain things, if you feel me. But everything happens on the internet. Everything that happens. Every time. Oh, baby. It happens for a reason. Okay. I have no clue what this story is. Some of you may know. We're not going to talk about this right now, but I do want any of y'all out there to keep your eyes peeled for me before we jump into anything else that I'm going to look at. And honestly, that we're just going to do some catching up. We're going to 3 even. Sorry. This is YouTube's biggest creep might go to jail for life, and supposedly this is about Onision. So if you don't mind, do me a solid, and if you I got to turn on the old thingy in the background. Yeah, I'll do it in a minute because I don't want to mess things up here. Oh, hell with it. Let's do it. Haven't streamed in a couple days. Why not, right? I've got a few weird clips, and I got a few things to talk to you guys about before we get into anything. Oh, and I just knocked my display out. Oh, it came back. Okay, good. Oh, nope. Knocked my display out again. Oh, gosh. It came back. Oh, no. I'm literally breaking my television, my Stream-O-Vision 5000 just broke. You see that? It literally disappeared, guys. It just left reality. The Stream-O-Vision 5000 just left reality. Hey, there we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, now let's get started with something a little more boring. I don't even know what we're going to see here, but there are a couple little clips. And we're just going to roll into this nice and easy. Now, Navy might not be around today because I think he's got guard duty or something like that. And if he does come in, he probably won't be able to stay long. So might not be seeing Navy today, but I hope we'll see him this weekend. In fact, I would almost guarantee we will. Sorry, I had a little bit of a lockup there, but it looks like it's back to normal. All right, let's see what we got.
Coffee. This is crazy. All right, this thing's about as big as my head.
Yeah, this is really... Betty is really boring. Have any of you guys noticed this?
Under my breath, you hear what I'm saying.
Like, I go back and I watch some of Betty's stuff, and I'm just like, it's really boring.
Right behind you, baby.
I know. I need to stop breaking my toys. You're right, Kelly. I watched your video. It's really good. I think we might play it later. It's really funny.
See you soon. Thank goodness I have respect for the corporate.
You know, if Cherie will be around, need to send a Molly Patreon post. Ooh! Damn it! I thought she was here. Yeah, it looks like she's in the Butterbot. How about, can you just tag me on Twitter? Or how about DM it to me on Twitter? Or Nerd Angle, can you grab it for me and throw it in general? A Patreon? Dude, we got a lot to look at. I'm trying to roll us in real slow and smooth, y'all. Oh my God in heaven, are you kidding me? Why do you do this to me, Molly? Is this it? Is this the one? Or maybe it's this one. Or maybe it's this one. Or could it be that one? It might be that one. How about that one right there? Hey, what about that one? No? That one? No. That one. No. That? I could keep going. I could literally do this bit for like an hour. Like, wow, Molly has written an entire dictionary, Encyclopedia Britannica in her freaking. Look at this! Look at this! It's an Encyclopedia Britannica going on right here. What is it? What the hell? What in the world? Let me just close these. They are all freaking unique. I was like, are these repeat? No, those aren't repeat. Whoa, my God. You know what it is? Molly got pissed off that I wasn't streaming and she's baiting me. She's like, I'm going to keep posting till Uni goes live. I'm bored. Oh, we got so much to look at, y'all. I could stream with you guys for days. We're just going to grab the best of it, hit you with it as quick as we can, and then jump out. Oh, by the way, I do have a recommendation for you guys, too. I don't know if you guys get bored and you need anything to watch, okay? So I think I'm going to try to convert some of y'all. I just found two things that I want to show you before we get into this Molly business. So if you go to YouTube and you search the word berserk, this word berserk, got me? You'll find every single episode of this show. There's 25. And I swear it is such a good story. So some of you guys probably don't like anime. This is not anime-like at all. You will not think you're watching an anime when you watch Berserk. This is actually a really old show from like the late 80s, early 90s, or might have been late 80s. All of it's drawn by hand. All of it is hand drawn. Great show. So basically, there's another thing, you guys, I want you to look at. And you can go to YouTube, type in another word, Cyrax. And I'm going to tell you, if you haven't seen Cyrax, this little guy is going to blow your mind, okay? This little dude's going to blow your mind. So there's two things you can do if you get bored and you need something to look at that's new, okay? Take a look at those two things. Go to Smokey MCC on YouTube. It's so entertaining. All right, let's get going. I haven't even looked at these. I didn't even see these. I looked. This is from like a few days ago. How is this even possible, y'all? Because I looked in this room. I must have skipped over. There's like, okay, here's how many posts we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We've got 26 pages, y'all. 26 pages. Oh, I'm going to lose my mind. Let's start here. We make sure that he has a roof over his head, that he gets to the doctor, and that he gets his food and medications. But the only thing we can't do right is babysit him, and we kind of shouldn't have to because he's a grown adult. And I was just on the phone with him, and he told me, Marissa, there's nothing you can do about it. I just can't drink anymore. But I know that I definitely can't stop, and it's too late to stop drinking. I told him it's never too late to stop, and he said, I don't think it's way too late. And I said, why can't you just do 2 light beers? This is for years. And he told me to, come on, Marissa, that's impossible. I didn't say it would make sense. I didn't say any of this is going to make sense. Okay, this is the same post. Good. Marissa, that's impossible. It'd take me 20 of them in order for me to get messed up. That's a stupid idea. I don't think that's a stupid idea. He just doesn't know how to cut it out. And I just feel he's already set himself up for an excuse for everything. And the fact that he's given up on himself hurts me. And I have all these pictures of Princess when she does a baby. And I want to cross sands like almost every day. And it's just so sad. So sad. And I just wish he would help himself some way. But he just doesn't want to get help. Well, he wants is more and more pain pills. And I really say at this point that the doctors know that he's lost control. I know it's not hard to lose control over that because those things are addictive. Got to be real careful with them. Oh, God. I read that sentence wrong. I read that sentence. Why do you post this on Patreon about another person? Like, why would you post what I'm about to read? So I read that sentence wrong. It wasn't that he lost control. It was that he lost control over his bowel movements. He has to wear a diaper, and he's lost control of his bladder. He's throwing up blood that's black, and they just give him the medication switcher like Dilaudid. Listen, Molly, at that point, he has to have it. I know it seems crazy, but he's in like cancer pain. When that, I know, I don't know about losing control of those things, but I know about throwing up blood, and I know about inflammation in your intestines, and it's one of the worst pains you can have, okay? It's one of the worst pains you can have ever. So I feel, I don't know Princess, and I don't like Molly, but I still have massive sympathy for anyone going through what she just said Princess is going through. That is, it says Princess, which is Molly's nanny, okay? Now, if the doctor is giving Princess Dilaudid, then the doctor is doing it because Princess is very sick. If what you've described plus that severe of a medication, they don't give that medicine to anybody but the worst. And I know because I had it prescribed to me for like a year. Like, no joke. It's a heavy duty. It's like close to the Heron, if you will. The Heron, if you will. I don't know if the algorithm's going to get me, but it's as close as you can get to the best stuff out there. All right? Back to it. And it's a pain pill. It's a heavy-duty pain pill. It's just to appease him, and it's almost like they've given up on him, and they're just trying to make him comfortable. Yes, Molly, when you are vomiting blood and when you're shitting blood, to the extent that you've described Princess doing, it's not that they're giving up on Princess. It's that Princess is that ill. That means Princess is that bad. I'm starting to really figure out that Molly, I think, might not be an adult, if you will. And I'm being dead serious. I'm not saying this as a way to explain her behavior. It's the way that she reconciles logic and she thinks about certain things. I'm starting to think she might not be at a functionally adult level because she's over all the examples I see of how she kind of deals with certain, like certain really sensitive topics. It's starting to create a picture for me. But I feel horrible for Princess. I mean, I feel really bad for Princess with just reading a little bit. And I haven't read this yet. It's my first, like I said, I didn't know this was I looked through this folder before I went live, and I must have somehow skipped over this or something because I didn't see any of these posts. Do me a favor, y'all. Just be a little bit respectful towards Princess, because if Princess is this sick, I have been this sick. Remember when I told you guys that over a 2-year period, I was admitted to the VA, medical ward of the VA, longer than I was out? I don't know how many months it was. It was like 14 or 15 months or something. So I was in there more than I was out of there over 2 years. This is what was going on with me to some extent. I was having blood loss. I was bleeding internally. And I had ulcers in my intestines or something like that, right? So they were like, I got so bad, I lost so much blood that they were going to give me a transfusion and all this stuff. And I'm going to tell you now, not only are you in the worst pain you could possibly imagine, like all the time, because every time you move the slightest bit, I don't care if you move your pinky toe, it is the worst pain ever. But you're so weak. You're just so weak. You have no energy and you shrink up, like you get real skinny. So I have the utmost compassion for Princess going through this. I wish they would give him that pill where if he took it any time he would try to take alcohol, he would get really sick. You know, I do kind of feel how you feel when it comes to that. Seeing a person keep drinking when they're so sick in the way that Princess is sick, Molly. The problem is that they can't give him that pill. That pill does a lot of damage. Any pill, like it, does a lot of damage to other parts of your body. They can't just give you pills. You know, every pill that you take has a massive amount of side effects. And we get really desensitized to those pills. We read those side effects so much. Like if you take an ibuprofen sometimes or an anti-inflammatory, you can look and it'll sometimes say that a side effect could be death. And then if you think about it, you're like, that sounds dumb. I'm not going to die if I take that. The thing is, they have to write down what happened when people have taken this pill. So you've got 1 million people that have taken this pill, and you have all of these things that have happened. And if they think it could even slightly be related, or that pill could have caused any additional type of like, if it would have had a chance to affect that, they're going to put it on that list, right? And so it's different for everybody. But the thing is, those types of pills do a lot of damage, not just to your organs, certain organs, kidneys, liver, but sometimes to your brain, depending on how it affects your brain. It can cause depression, very much so, because the reason why you can take a pill that'll make it to where if you drink, you get sick is because it puts an additional, it's hard to explain, but you can look it up and read about it. But you could think about it like this. It puts a chemical into the same kind of like receptor in your brain that's affected by, because they have kind of pills that do this for painkillers. They have pills that do this for liquor. And basically that pill will affect the receptors that those things that gets you drunk or gets you feeling tipsy or gets you feeling whatever from the pill. And so basically that's why when you drink, then it makes you sick. Or if you take a painkiller, it'll make you sick. You feel me? They just can't give it to somebody willy-nilly is what I'm trying to say. You know, this is what I mean. It's like, I don't think Molly has the capacity to go and sit down and read and really learn about something very serious that's affecting a person in her life. And I think it gives us, and I'm not just trying to talk about Molly right now. I really didn't want to talk about Molly today, but I did have a bunch of stuff I want to update you on anyway, so why not? But the thing is, what I'm starting to realize is there is a reason that people do what they do with tragedies. And that's why I'm going to go ahead and show you this stuff about Molly. But what I want you to do is, of course, we're looking at this from we have a point, we have a purpose to why we do the content we do. And we're looking at people that are taking tragedies, lying about it, monetizing it, making money off of it, disrespecting the people that go through those tragedies. And I want you to keep track of that while we look at the stuff we're looking at in this stream. And also, JLR and Molly and Betty and House of Williams, in my opinion, are at the top of the list. But I'm going to show you a video that Menace did in just a minute. In fact, let me go ahead and bring it up. But Menace to Sobriety just did this awesome video. I shared it earlier. And there are more people doing this stuff. I remember a few months ago, I said, I'm really glad that more and more and more people are calling out the true crime community. And I said that because of a bitch, YouTube is acting funny lately. Have you guys been having issues with YouTube? I can't get autoplay to work at all, and it's really ticking me off. Anyway, all this from her, but Veda posted they did an exposure video on you and nonsense a few hours ago that's deleted. Why not be with the family? That's sick. Wait a minute. They did one on me? What in the world? You know what's funny? These people think you can just expose anybody. Have you noticed this, y'all? There are people out there, they don't go into a situation and look and see what's happening and then tell themselves, I'm going to show people this, right? Or I'm going to do something like on this. They go in and they just say to themselves, I don't like that YouTuber. I'm going to expose them. And honestly, unless you're just going to lie on them, how are you going to do that? You know? Like, if you're not just going to lie on somebody, how are you just going, like, you'd have to look at what they're doing and you'd have to say, they're doing something wrong. I'm going to expose them because they're doing something wrong. If someone's not doing something wrong, then how are you going to expose them? I've seen this so often in the last while. It's like people, they try to go and say they're going to expose somebody or something. And it's literally just that they're mad at that person, or that person is criticizing someone that's their friend, or you know what? You guys get what I'm trying to say here? Her and LB have a hate campaign going against you. I'm sure it's because you blew the lid off the fundraiser password the other day. What do you mean password, right? Like the fundraiser, huh? No, what that fundraiser you're talking about, like the fundraiser, like what we blew up the other day, with the thing we blew up the other day about all of the, like Molly talking to Letitia and all that garbage, right? Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Why would LB care unless LB was also doing it too, right? The fact that access was shared. Yes, exactly. I know what you're saying, Exposure Arena. Where they shared the password so they could all log in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I know Vada's going to be mad because I was just like laying into her. But she deserved it. You know what I'm saying? That's a good word to use. It's because they deserve it. You know? The people that want to go out and they just want to expose somebody, but they don't care to expose them for something legit. They don't care if they deserve it. You know? Yeah, money. I love it when LB, like the fact that LB and Veda, oh my God, freedom. Thank you. I haven't streamed in a couple days, so that really does catch us up over the last couple days. So thank you. Who got them? Oh, it'll pop up. It'll pop up and show everybody that got one. It'll start popping up in just a minute. Looks like Robin, Holly, Hey Smiles, Val, Hate Peas, Melody all got one. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, freedom. I believe in freedom too. I base all of my values off of freedom. That base thought process the base thought process that goes into what I think about what values you should hold, in my opinion, should be based on freedom. So I love your name. Back to what we were talking about. Here we go. It's going to start coming in. Oh shit, look. Oh look, it's got a little present that opens. I didn't know that. They must have updated it. You see that little animation? That's tight. Back to what I was saying, though. Of course, Veda's going to be pissed. Veda was the one that, because of what she said, exposed to all of us that Letitia and Molly, at the very least, Letitia and Molly, are sharing that fundraiser money. They're both logged in like they both own the money. When Letitia should have been the one keeping that money, not Molly and Letitia. Molly should have never had a password to Letitia's account unless it was a scam. We should have known. They should have never kept that from us. And thank you so much, Potato, for hooking us up with that knowledge. I mean, damn, Potato. It's almost like you hate Molly and you really want to see her exposed. Hey, New York mom. Good to see you. Kelly says, Betty tried to dox me. The woman was innocent and want to stand up here, so now I'm pretending to be my dox. Oh my God. They are so bad at this stuff, y'all. They're so bad at everything. Hey, Green Frog, you watch it. Because even as much as I don't like peas, I still eat them. They're not intolerable. They're tolerable. It's like eating a very nasty bean. It's like eating a bean that tastes horrible, okay? Hey, Dark Horse, good to see you. Hey, Forgotten Whispers. The abuse he most likely endured is scary. He wasn't and still is used by her. We've all seen how he treats him. You guys are going to lose your mind when you see, oh my God, Menace already has 1,500. Oh, damn. You're going to be passing rockAlot soon, Menace. You're going to be passing me here soon. Mods, I need you to share Menace's video. This video is criminally underrated. It's so good. In fact, as soon as I get done talking to you, I'm going to play a little bit of this, but make sure you guys know, because when you see this video, you are going to want to subscribe to this YouTuber. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is so good. How in the world did he do all of this? And that's why you subscribe to Menace, because Menace is good. He is good at video editing, scripting, all of it. You just wait until you see what I'm about to play you. Hey, Rachel, good to see you. I'm back from buffering. It's terrible. I had to get my teenager to help me with my phone. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you got to restart it. Sucks. Sometimes you got to restart it if you're going off of your Wi-Fi or cell data because it'll lose connection. I'm thinking about getting a new phone. Villanova said Menace got a panty dropper voice like Navy. Got a pretty good voice. I don't know about that, but you know, I could imagine that it does work that way for him. But yeah, back to, so basically here's what I was told, y'all. I was just updated that in, you know, YouTube, we got paid from YouTube a couple days ago and I had to pay some bills and run around and do a lot of stuff. So I took a couple days off to get everything in order, to get all my affairs in order. And I got a lot of rest. I wasn't feeling that great anyway. I'm not close to that whole train derailment, but I do think that, you know, everybody that's within like so big of a zone could have been affected by it. I really think that I was affected by it. No joke. I'm not going to go into that now. Though, when I just came in, somebody just told me that LB and Veda are, I guess, trying to expose me. You know, LB is like, this will be her like 95th time trying. And every time it just blows up in her face. You know, it's like when Elmer Fudd is hunting Bugs Bunny or something like that. It's like every time Elmer Fudd or every time, oh no, Elmer Fudd would be her husband. And that'd only be if we changed his name to Baloney Fudd. But anyway. That dude hates me, bro. That dude hates me just because of my jokes. He hates me so much. He can't stand my jokes. It infuriates him. My jokes are so dumb, but they are so on the money. Anyway, so LB, every time she tries to like come at me, she ends up stepping on a landmine. Or like she's always got this big bomb she's going to try to like sneak into my house or something, or in my car. But every time she starts walking away from her house with this bomb, somehow she ends up blowing it up in her hands. And every time she tries, that's what happens. So, or the Roadrunner and the Roadrunner and the Coyote. Exactly. That's LB trying to expose me. I don't even got to do anything. She is so bad at this. I just literally chill. And the next thing I know, LB's losing like 2,000 supporters because she bashed veterans and talked a bunch of shit on veterans and didn't even realize that she was. You know, it's like she doesn't even hear herself. So I guess we can just sit back and wait for the fireworks, because I'm telling you all, we're going to be seeing some damn if LB's trying to come at me, we're going to be seeing some fireworks. And yes, it will be LB blowing herself to smithereens, but it'll still be some fireworks, and we like fireworks around here. So, but who knows? I mean, it's even worse if she's got that Veda chick, because Veda is the one who exposed Molly and Letitia sharing the password to Marvon's fundraiser accounts, which is horrible because it shows that they were all in on a plot. It wasn't the sharing of that password, the logging in, these other people logging into the money accounts where the Marvon money supposedly was held, because we know that she siphoned it out. But anyway, what that tells us is it tells us that they weren't raising money to help Marvon, which we already knew, but they were raising money as a plot that they were all in on. We know they didn't raise the money for Marvon. That's a fact. We know they didn't raise the money for the grandson. That's a fact. We know they didn't give any of that money to the family or do anything to help them. So where did the money go? Well, now we know that a group of YouTubers that were hanging with Letitia, all of them were in on this money plot. It wasn't just Letitia. So that's why if Letitia was going around and she was saying, hey, Molly, hey, LB, hey, Potato Head, would you guys like to log into my comatose son's money accounts from the fundraiser money? That's when you say, no, thank you, Letitia. No, that's a horrible idea, Letitia. Letitia starts reading off the username and password to the accounts to Molly and LB and them. If I was in there while she was doing it, I'd be like, how about a no? And then she's like, okay, so it's A12 5, 4, no, 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 no. This is what I would be saying if I was hearing Letitia read this shit off to me. Unlike Molly and LB and them that are like writing it down like, okay, so like the username and password, and then I got to log in, okay, and then I download CASHAPP, okay. Because you do not want to be logged into those accounts, guys. You do not want to be logged into Marva. If you're, number one, especially if you're going to steal that money, okay. First off, even if Letitia herself was the only one that stole the money, that's one of the, like, even if you guys aren't going to, even if Letitia's not sharing that money, you don't want to be logged into that account. Because everybody on the platform is going to think you split that money with Letitia if you're logged into that account. You know what I'm saying? There, you know, in fact, it goes so far beyond all of that. It goes so far beyond just, none of them can address this. You know, Molly, LB, anyone on their side can't address that Molly has been busted and Letitia has been busted and that Potato Head and the others have been busted having access to the Marvon fundraiser account passwords. They can't address it because they know that no matter what they say was their made up, invented reason for why they have access to it, it's not going to change anybody's mind because that money is gone. That money was stolen. That money was lied. They used lies to raise it. They used lies to try and intimidate people to not get a refund when people realized they had been ripped off. They used every dirty tactic in the book, and all of them did it at the same time. So the last thing that anybody should want is for others to know that they were that intimately involved with the stolen money that they had a Cash App account on their phone logged in to the stolen account, and they said nothing. They said nothing. They did nothing to try and actually let people know what, like, okay, I see that Letitia is stealing all of the money. Looks like it's Letitia siphoning all the money. Not only did they not say anything back when any of this happened, none of them had the backbone to actually come out since then and do the right thing for Marvon. That's how much they respected Marvon, guys. That's how much they respect Marvon and his son. None of them could stand up for Marvon and his son, but they'll tell you hashtag justice for Marvon. They'll say hashtag justice for Marvon all day, but they just refuse to actually do anything when they're the only people that have access to the information, right? You don't want to get me on this tangent, guys, because like you don't even know the stuff that's been going on out there. You have no idea the insanity that's going on. They are panicking and they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They're running around like squirrels that had just like, that are trying to hoard their nuts for the winter, y'all. They are in panic mode, okay? They are in panic mode. All of them. All of them. And at the same time, instead of any of them being able to actually address any of this stuff, what are they doing? Well, according to my chat, playing drama games. They're playing drama games. You know? Like, they're out there like, hey, we're going to expose somebody on YouTube. Yeah! Right? Oh, we're going to try and attack somebody and start some drama. Yeah, baby. It's like, really? How about you just, how can you just maybe address the fact that you're logged into Marvon's fundraiser account and that the money was stolen? Because anybody who has access to that account could have taken some of that money. It's just a fact. You've got an account that had the money stolen from it. The money is unaccounted for. It's gone. We have no clue where it is. And the people involved won't tell us anything about that giant amount of money. This supposedly was supposed to help and was raised in the name of Marvon in a coma. And it's so disrespectful. It's like spitting on Marvon. them using him to raise this money and then refusing to tell people what they did with the money. And we've got a couple YouTubers like LB and Potato Head Veda and Molly and them, who we at least know that Molly and Potato Head have logged in to those accounts by their own admission. But now that we know that LB is hanging out with Potato Head, are we supposed to just think that LB never had access? Why won't they address these things? Where's the video clip of them addressing this? Did they address this? Tell me, chat, before I start meditating and levitating in the air. Because I'm going to get so crazy, I'm going to levitate out of my chair. Tell me, chat, did they address any of this? Because I already know the answer, but I want you to tell me. Maybe you saw something that I didn't see. Did they address any of this, please? Because I looked. I didn't find shit. And like, they want to sit and say, oh, Nonsense is a horrible YouTuber. She's a bad person. What? Did Nonsense use a man in a coma and lie about him to raise a shit ton of money and then run off with it? I would think that, like, any YouTuber right now looks better than Molly, Letitia, Potato Head Veda, and these other people that all defended Letitia. Anybody that defended Letitia, y'all look really freaking horrible right now, you know? Oh my goodness, Freedom, what are you doing to me? Oh my God, you're gonna give me a heart attack. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a heart attack over here. Wow, okay, thank you. That's a very generous, oh yeah? Well, thank you for the, Rachel told me that someone else, was it the same person? Okay. Freedom, thank you so much. Thank you. You are too kind. You're going to get 10 people's name who pops up and gets a membership. That means we are way overdue, y'all, for a member stream. It's coming this weekend. So if you're a member, keep an eye out. I do schedule the member streams ahead of time, okay? So you'll know about them. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Thank you, Hagen. Yes, they have not addressed any of this. None of it. You know why they haven't addressed it? You know why LB hasn't addressed it? You want to know why Potato hadn't addressed it? You want to know why Molly hasn't addressed it? You want to know why Letitia or Justin hasn't addressed it? Because they're guilty as fuck. They all got damn exposed because Veda is so much of a dingbat. She didn't realize that she was telling us some of the secret information that she wasn't supposed to share. You know what I'm saying? Like, Molly was like, okay, no matter what you do not tell people that we all have access to Marvon's money raising fundraiser accounts. Okay, Veda? Okay, Molly. All right, 3, 2, 1, we're live. We all have access to the accounts. I'm a YouTuber now, Molly. Thank you. Yeah. Oops. My little ear fell off. Somebody put my ear or my mustache or my glasses on. So, you know, I'm making a Mr. Potato Head joke. Maybe it doesn't work, but I think it's funny imagining Veda as a potato head, okay? Leave me alone. This is my own thing. I'm rolling with it. Last thing I heard is this psycho is trying to lie on me. Okay, fine. I'm gonna make fun of you for looking like Mrs. Potato Head then. You know what I'm talking about. Hold on. I need a picture of Veda. Oh my God, this is too good. Not only does Veda come with an ear, she has a tongue that you can even replace her smile with a tongue. There's a couple different hairdos. I mean, look at all the accessories that Veda comes with, guys. That's a lot of accessories. Wow. No wonder Molly employed her to work for her on YouTube. No wonder Veda paid Molly. That's not how it's supposed to work, but that's what it's supposed to be that Veda gets paid, but for some reason, Molly's like, okay, Veda, listen, I'm going to hire you. Veda's like, really? You, a celebrity, is going to hire me? And Molly's like, yes, you only have to pay me $500 and let me come on your channel, attack all of the enemies I tell you to attack, and then pay me another $500 afterwards. Veda's like, oh my God, what an opportunity. What an opportunity. I've been given a once in a lifetime moment from Molly. Hell, I'm going to up it to 1,000 each time. Molly hangs up the phone with Veda. She's like, damn, this true crime community is just full of suckers. They think I'm a life coach, and now this bitch thinks that she has to pay me to be employed to me. Damn, I struck pay dirt. Molly's like, I was told there were some dummies in this community, but damn. Veda runs home to her mother. Mom, I just got a job. Oh my God, Veda. The whole family has been hoping for years that you would finally be employed. We've tried McDonald's. We've tried Walmart. We've tried everything, and we can't ever get you a job because you're just so stupid. And then she's like, I know, Mom, I got a job finally. And her mom's like, where? Famous celebrity. Famous Vegas celebrity Molly Golightly has hired me, Mother. Oh my God, Veda. I'm so proud of you. How much? 2 payments of 1,000 in the first week. Oh my God, we're gonna be rich. Give me a hug, Veda. Little does Veda's mother know that Veda has to pay Molly, not the other way around. And that Veda's gonna sell her mom's house to do it. I don't fucking know, but... It's like a horror movie or something. It's like a freaking horror movie. You get hired by Molly Golightly, it's like a horror movie. You're gonna be broke. I know, when you work, you're supposed to get paid. Not in this situation. It's weird. Who knows how these things happen. Okay, so supposedly, if you just got here, let me update you on what's going on. If you just got here, I come in and I'm thinking I'm just going to give you guys a couple updates. I'm going to jump out, finish watching Berserk, finish working on some videos I'm working on. Lo and behold, I'm told that Potato Veda, Mrs. Potato Veda herself, and LB are plotting to come after me. And I believe it too. Because if you didn't know, LB tries to come at me. It's like every 2 weeks. It's like a ritual for her and her husband. It's like they put it on their calendar. They schedule that shit. They got the reminder in their phone. They're just on it. It's like normal. It's like what normal couples, they go out on a date every couple weeks. This is what LB and her husband does. They attack me. And for some reason, of course, we know why Veda's coming at me. In fact, well, we know why LB is too, but we know why Veda's coming at me, and that's because Veda is the one who revealed the secret information that she wasn't supposed to reveal about Molly, Veda, and others having access, the login and password into Marvan's fundraiser accounts where all the money was stolen from. And not only did they go live and steal the money out of the account in front of all of us, which still, I will argue, by far is one of the stupidest live stream fails I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of live stream fails. I have been following the live stream fails subreddit for years. I've done entire videos about live stream fails for years. Okay, years ago, I did live stream fail videos all the time. And I have never seen a live stream fail that is to such an epic proportion as when they went live and stole the Marvan fundraiser money right out of the accounts. I mean, that was some shit, y'all. And that's going to go down in history. We just have to give it time to marinate and for more people to learn about it. But hold up. So, yeah, that is just every time I think about it. But then we've got another live stream fail that is almost it's not anywhere close. Trust me, it's nowhere close to them siphoning the money out of the accounts. But Veda, in fact, give me that video. Somebody give me that video at the bottom of General. Where was that video? I was watching it from one of the clip channels the last time we were live, and we were watching Veda. It was Everything Go Lightly. It was Everything Go Lightly, I think, or it was Not For Nothing. But let me see if it was Everything Go Lightly. You never know, Hope. You never know. Let's see here. Here it is. Here it is. Let's see. Okay, so it was like right around here. Oh yeah, this was big, y'all. This was big. That was an excellent live stream. That was a big old live stream. Wasn't it Molly's newbie misinformation Goonie? I swear that was the one, but it doesn't look like that's it. Wait, it was probably before that one. Where's the money, Mooly? It was Where's the Money, Mooly? No. Was it Molly's Conspiracy? Oh, there it is. Okay, so it was this one. Molly Goes Conspiracy, part 3451. Well, I love that. I love Everything Go Lightly. This is one of my favorite channels ever out there. Guys, I get so much entertainment value from this channel, along with Heels in the Air and Forgotten Whispers. It's so good. I think Toasty went live a few days ago, didn't she? And did a clip channel appreciation video. That's some good stuff. You won't find many communities where people like Toasty are just that, appreciative towards the smaller YouTubers that are in the community. So that's a really awesome thing. I really like that. Yeah, but listen. So we're sitting here just like amazed that Potato Veda, Ms. Potato Head, just spills the beans. You're not supposed to spill beans. You're a potato head. You're supposed to peel potatoes. Spill potatoes, maybe. Not the beans, Veda. Because she spilt the beans and she just outed not just Molly, but herself. Not just Molly and herself, but even Justin. And not just these three, but also Letitia and LB. And this is why LB is so salty. LB is salty. Oh my God. She should take a shower. Lord, drink some water. Stay away from the electrolytes, LB, because you salty. But this is the clip. Oh, Toasty streaming tonight? Oh, shit.
To society, nature is even rejecting her charges.
I was going to say, listening to that just now, I'm like, you can't see it, but my head just exploded from the irony.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the idiot off the screen here. I mean, I'd have to take them all off the screen, but one of them is a real idiot.
You have no idea what irony is.
No, they have no idea what irony is at all. And I love that little laugh that Everything Go Lightly does. That it's so good.
Oh. All right. So while y'all are still remembering those dates of Danielle's, I'm sure y'all forgot right now, but on the police report, she had said July 9th. The reason why she said July 9th is because
hearing these people talk, it's like hearing a person just babbling, just jibber jabbering. Have you ever heard somebody jibber jabber? Any of you know what I mean by jibber jabber? It's just somebody who just blabbles. They just babble on. Just babble. This is what they do because what they're talking about means absolutely nothing. And it's why they end up exposing their entire scam on accident because they're off in left field. They're not off in left field. They're off in left country. They're off in left nation. They're across the damn ocean over here. And they're off in another universe, for God's sake. They're on another planet. They're so out of their minds. And because they're not paying attention, they're not tracking reality. They're not realizing maybe you shouldn't admit all y'all and Letitia were all logged into these accounts where the stolen money was held. Because this solves a mystery for us, guys. They are fluffers. Yes, Booty. That's a good word. They fluff Molly like she's a freaking goose down pillow, like a really expensive one. They fluff her. Ooh, they fluff the living hell out of her. Like they're giving her a massage. Like she's getting acupuncture. But yeah, so back to what I was saying though. They are so out in left field. They're not paying attention to what it is they're actually saying, and they end up revealing it all to us. Now, of course, the day that we did this stream a few days ago, it was a big reveal. It was everybody was just like, it was electric. It was very electric. Everybody was pissed. Okay? Everybody was pissed. I'm going to help bring us all to understanding why. You got to let me do my process, though. I'm a little bit of a dingbat myself. Luckily, I'm nowhere close to the dings and the bats going on when Veda talks. But here's the deal. We were all pissed. We had just had it revealed to us. We had just had it revealed that we were lied to the entire time to a degree greater than we could even imagine. Okay? To a degree greater than any of us could even process, compute, or imagine. Because we had been told all of this bullshit about Letitia and getting a lawyer and helping and saving Marvon and the baby and getting them away from Evil Dre and all of the garbage that came out of their mouths. Remember Letitia sitting there bloviating about, oh, I got more lawyers than Donald Trump. I got like 16 of them. And we're all like, 16, huh? You've got like 16 lawyers, huh? Because Trump has about 16 lawyers. So you have to have at least 16 lawyers. And then she says she's got 3 or 4. And one of them, somehow, Letitia is the only human being on the face of the planet Earth who can hire a prosecutor to go around and charge people. Somehow, Letitia got a payment arrangement going with a prosecutor, according to her. This is out of her own mouth. Right? These are the bullshit. This is the bullshit that we were told. These are the lies that we were told. And so when we find out a massive detail, like, in the very least, Molly, Potato Veda, and Letitia are all able to log in where Marvon's the money that saves his life is. You know, we start hearing all of the lies, all of the things that they said in the past. Now that we have this piece of information, it exposes so many more lies from what they said back then. And we're all computing this as we're doing the stream, right? It wasn't sunk in enough. It wasn't in our heads enough. It wasn't, we didn't have enough time to really know how deep this was. And I'm really trying to just express how important this is. But I think I don't have to. I can do it in a sentence. Okay? And I'm gonna say a lot more, but I'm just saying. One sentence I can express to you how massive this is. I would say that they all have access to the accounts where Marvon and his son's money was stolen. The money raised in his name due to his emergency, due to his coma, to save his life. The most important money Letitia ever heard of, the money to save her son's life and her grandson's life. She gave access to a bunch of strangers on the internet, but they weren't random strangers. They were the most scammiest, the most dishonest, the most untrustable, the most doxiest, and the most insane people you could ever give access to. So we know that by Letitia giving access to these people, she was not protecting Marvon's money. She was doing the opposite. She wasn't doing it for a good reason. She wasn't doing it for any normal reason. There's never been a single fundraiser in the history of the world where someone says, hey, because you're helping me share this fundraiser, I'm going to let you log in and be on my bank account. Thank you, random YouTuber, for sharing my fundraiser. Now let me give you full access to my bank account. This has never happened until these people. Now, I won't lie. We've actually busted a fundraiser where they did this in the past. I'm going to leave that out of this. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. We're going to just let that go. We're going to just leave that one out. A big money grab, New York Mom. Big money grab. But here's the thing. Veda had access. Veda doesn't respect Marvon. She doesn't respect Marvon's son. She spits on Marvon. She slaps him in the face. I don't know how else to represent the amount of disrespect for any human being to allow themselves to be added to Marvon's account where his most important money of his whole life is stored. The money that's going to save his son. According to them, it's how they raised the money. Convinced all of you Marvon and his son are in danger. They convinced all of you they needed a shit ton of money to be able to save Marvon and his son, and then they ran off with the money in front of your eyes. It's the most disrespectful thing anyone could do to Marvon without physically being around him to punch him or something. So, I mean, Veda is not just a random. She's not a rando. A lot of people look at Potato Veda as a rando. Some random person on the internet that paid Molly a couple $1,000 so that she could hang out with her on stream. I mean, you're already one of the most pathetic people on the internet, but we're going to leave that out for this. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that some other day. When we're clowning a little bit. Because, you know, at some point, we're going to have to get to where we fully realize the nature of what we're dealing with here. We're going to have to get to a point where we fully realize the evil that we're dealing with. We're going to have to realize the amount of just utter, disgusting treatment of Marvon and his son by these people. We can leave out all of the performative discussion from the past, where Molly is sitting there holding up a phone charger to her neck, where she's sitting there insulting Dre. We have to make arguments in order to say that by insulting Dre, you're insulting Marvon. There has to be an argument made, a logical argument. And we're dealing with potatoes, so it's not going to work. They don't think that well. They can't do logic. But luckily, when it comes to this bank account, we don't have to make a logical argument. I don't have to tell you why. I will. I'm going to. But I don't have to. It's just known. It's just immediately known by every person on the planet. We are raising money to save Marvon and his grandchild. That's what they did. That's what they said. They said that Letitia and Molly and LB and Justin are raising money to save Marvon's kid and Marvon. What we learned a few days ago is that these YouTubers and Letitia were all sharing the fundraiser account, the money, where the money was. So the account, you know, the money account or the bank account where the money is, the place the money rests, they could all log into it. They all could have just grabbed some money out, make a transfer. That's what Cash App's for. That's what PayPal does. You got the password to that account? Well, you can send the money in that account to a different account. Right? Well, yeah. And they didn't say no. Molly didn't say no when someone asked, when Letitia said, Molly, I'm going to let you log into my son's account. No, she didn't say, oh no, I would never do that. That's very disrespectful. Veda Oh no, I would never do that. That's incredibly bad taste, incredibly disrespectful to Marvon and his son. If anything happens to that money, I don't want to be blamed, so I'm not going to log in. No, it was the opposite. Now here's the problem. I asked Molly and Potato Head to let us know who all has access to this account. Why do you have access to this account? Why are you guys logging into that account? And why, if you're logging into the account, aren't you sharing the information with everybody? I mean, remember those lies I talked about? We realized they lied to us about so many things once we realized they could log into the account. Well, now we know that Goose is logged into the account. Remember old Goose? I always wondered why Goose had all of the Letitia's information about how much she made and all this garbage. Well, obviously she didn't want to tell us. You know, she told us that she knew everything about Letitia's money. Goose did. She said she knew everything about Letitia's money, but she, for some reason, just didn't tell us that she was logged in. They know why. They know how bad it looks. It's why they didn't tell us. They know what it means if they're logged into that account. It means that Letitia was not raising money to help Marvon or her grandson. Letitia and Molly and every other person that can log into that account was scamming everyone. They were all involved. The ones with the account access were the most involved. You try to, yes, Veda is the new Goose. Yes. She's the new one-legged goose. See, a one-legged goose, when they try to paddle in the water, they just do a circle. That's Goose. Goose only had one leg, in case you didn't know. Every time she got in the water and tried to paddle, she'd just go round and round and round and round. So Molly's like, I'm tired of having a one-legged goose. I'm going to get me a potato. I'm going to replace the one-legged goose with a tater. It's a crusty potato, too. It ain't no clean, round, pretty little potato. This is a crusty, crusty potato. So for some reason, there was doo-doo in the ground where this potato was planted. And when they plucked this potato out of the ground, it was all crusty. Molly went from a one-legged goose to a crusty-ass tater. It didn't even bother washing it. Didn't even bother cleaning it up. They didn't skin it. They didn't broil it. They didn't bake it. They didn't fry it. They didn't take it to McDonald's and say, make me some beautiful French fries. Oh no, they just left the doo-doo on it. We got a doo-doo tato. And you can tell every time it opens its mouth and talks. Good Lord. I can't do anything to convey how disrespectful this is. For one, if I was ever offered access to someone's account like this, I would say no. Right? I would say, I do not want ever to have anyone even think that I had access to Marvon's money. The more people you give access to that, each person has an opportunity to steal money. They have an opportunity to mess things up. They have an opportunity to share personal data. Not only that, but we haven't even talked about one of the biggest, most insane things that we learned when Veda admitted this. Molly and Letitia are doxing every donator, every one of you, every time they share the account. Veda is a massive doxer. She should not have access to your financial data. And she just said, give me access to all of their financial data. Give me the account. I'm going to go in and look at everyone's financial data. So Veda is as much of a just disgusting, abhorrent doxer as Molly and LB and Justin and Letitia. She's just as much. Just as much. Tell me it's not true. Molly and Letitia admitted that they gained information that they could dox you with by having access to these accounts. Molly tried to say Letitia was going to give the account information over. Like she was going to tell her, here's all the refunders, now go dox them. That's what she said. I have the clip. I've played it. But now we know what Letitia did was dox every donator, not just the people that wanted refunds. She's doxed the living shit out of even the people that didn't want refunds. She's doxed even all of the normal donators. And instead of Veda saying, no, I don't want all of that information. I don't want to violate their privacy. I have no business having all of that information. No, she said, give it to me. I'm okay with having all of it because she's an abhorrent doxer. She doesn't respect your rights. She doesn't respect your right to privacy at all. That's why she's sucking up to Molly in the first place. That's why she's okay with all the times Molly has doxed people and attacked people and tried to embarrass them and tried to shame them and tried to lie on them. She's okay with all of that, y'all. Beta's sitting there clapping when Molly's doing that to you. Beta wants to learn from the best. She just had to pay a lot of money and she's got to do a lot of hours before Molly will even start teaching her. You know? I'll say it one more time. There is nothing you could do to Marvon and his son worse than what these people have done. It is a factual statement to say that they raised money lying about Marvon and his son and family to incite you to donate into the accounts, that they lied to you, making you think Letitia had access to it, when in reality, they all did, because it was a big scam the whole time. And when Letitia runs off with the money and we're all saying, aren't you going to get mad now, Molly? Aren't you going to get mad now, LB? Aren't you going to get mad now, Justin? They didn't. They kept protecting Letitia. And we know why. We know why. We know why they thought it was funny that they were siphoning the money out of the accounts. Because it wasn't everything you think Letitia did with those accounts. It wasn't just Letitia. Got to open your mind, people. All of you have been saying Letitia shared the financial data. Letitia stole all the money. Letitia did all of these things. These people helped her. Wrong. They did it as a unit. That is what this means. They did it as a unit. They did it as a group. Are you following me? Hey, Clemson. When they say there's no fraud, ask them to show everyone how much they each gave to Letitia. Giving to Letitia, in reality, factually, you're giving to all of them. Because what you're doing when you're giving to Letitia, it's a little weird. Let me go ahead and bring up my billboard, so because it helps me. It's not that I'm trying to show you my billboard here, my billboard of doom. It just helps me explain it. So you've got a person right here. This is Letitia, right? Yeah, I imagine Letitia's got her hands on her hips. So this is Letitia, okay? Now, you have been lied to by Molly, LB, and Justin, so that you'll give money to Letitia so she can save Marvon and his son. So you are here, and you are on a computer or a phone or a tablet. So here's your device. Here's your little computer device that you're using to send money. So in reality, you're not giving money to Letitia, are you? Are you giving money to Letitia when you donate? No. You're actually giving money to an account. This is an account. This isn't a person, this is an account. So when you donate to Letitia, you're not donating money directly to her. You're not. Got me? You're donating to an account, another device, another account. So Letitia, we were told, was the only one who had access to the account and the money. Letitia is the one that is in charge of the fundraiser. Letitia has the responsibility. Letitia is the one in charge. They could, Molly and LB and Justin, push blame onto Letitia if anything went wrong, and they did. When Letitia disappeared after siphoning the money, they all were like, hey, you can't get mad at us. You got to be mad at Letitia, not us. And that's what has changed since my last stream. You now should not just be mad at Letitia. You should be mad at any person that this account belongs to. This is what you're really mad at. What if we had found out that Letitia here actually wasn't really Letitia? What if we found out that this was Marvon Sr.? They were just telling you Letitia had that this was Letitia's account, but in reality, it wasn't. It was Marvon Sr.'s account. We would all be mad at Marvon Sr. for running off with the money, not Letitia. If we found out that this was President Clinton's account, we'd be mad at President Clinton for running off with the money. Okay? So this is Letitia, and we think that it's Letitia's account. This is what we've realized they lied to us about. It wasn't Letitia's account. It was Letitia's, it was Molly's, it was Veda's, it was, and I'm sorry, until LB and Justin speak up. Has LB denied that she also had access? Has Justin denied? Well, we're going to believe that LB and Justin had access to this account too, because they defended Letitia. They defended the money being stolen. They still defended Letitia and attacked Dre and never once told their audience the truth. They never once told their audience that Letitia didn't file. They never once criticized Letitia for stealing the money. They were quiet. They helped them. They assisted in it. So don't tell me that I can't think that they all have access to the account, because there's no reason that LB wouldn't go nuclear on Letitia the minute Letitia runs off with the money. There's no reason Justin wouldn't go nuclear on Letitia. His reputation is on the line. LB's reputation is on the line. Molly's reputation is on the line. And to see all of them defend Letitia when she ran off with the money, we all couldn't figure out why, other than we all believed that they all had access to this account. You feel me? Are you getting it yet? Are you following me now? To hear that they were all logged into the account. They all withheld the information. They all knew the truth about what happened and refused to tell us. It is factual to say that whoever is logged into that account did this. We're not just mad at Letitia. Now we're mad at anyone who has access to this account. They are the ones that ripped you off, not just Letitia. They don't get to say, nuh-uh, Letitia did it anymore. You feel me? And if I have to break it down a few times, I will. If I have to explain it a few times, I will. Because it's a fact. There are facts in this. Spanky is exploiting a missing 2-year-old in Florida now. This is why YouTube needs to just ban all of them. They all need to be banned. LB, when she heard me saying that that people should be banned who do this, she was like, Uni's trying to destroy our businesses. No, you did that when you did this. Nice try trying to put your actions off onto someone else because you're a narco. Not going to work around here, princess. You don't get to go and say, I did what you did, princess. Language of Horses says, this is why they all target Dre. Exactly, Language of Horses. The reason that they all target Dre the same way Molly does is not because they just believe Molly's lies. They've all seen the evidence that debunks Molly. They do it to Dre because they're all in on this. They all have been the whole time. That is what this means. If I run a fundraiser and I run off with the money and Navy somehow starts going live on my channel and he tells you guys, sorry what Uni did, but you know what? Let him go. I'm going to run his show. And then you find out Navy had access to the account. Navy lied to you about everything he said. Navy does the same thing these fools did. You'd all be mad at Navy. They think that if they just get up there and say, you can't be mad at me, that it just is true. I'm going to keep attacking Dre. Ironically, these are the only people that attack Dre. These are the only people that attack Dre. Them and a few of their simps who worship them. A few people that believe them blindly underneath them, but they don't count because they're just sheep. Nobody gives a fuck what a sheep says. They just sit in a field and bah. Every time they make a noise, it's the same noise every time. Who gives a shit what a sheep says? We're worried about them. It's either them or it's the sheep under them. Every time they make a noise. Every time. Every fucking time, man. They want to just say, you can't call it a scam. Yes, I can. It is factually a scam. I will not call it a scam when you can go and show me where Letitia filed with that lawyer to do what she said she was going to do for Marvon and the grandson. And it has to be back when she needed to file it in the beginning. It can't be she filed 2 days ago or she files next week. Now you get to say that Letitia did what she was supposed to do. It was a time-sensitive thing. She had to file then when she got the money because they were in danger and they could the son could be starved to death or abused to death at any time with Dre. According to them, Marvon could be killed, poisoned, or done in by Dre at any time, according to them. So Letitia needs all of your money now because she needs it to go file and save them from the evil Dre. That is the basis of the fundraiser. It's all recorded. We have it all. They can't change it. They can't gaslight it because it's all on all these channels. Mine, Nonsense, the Clip channels, everybody else that talked about this, it's all there. They can't gaslight it because that's what they're doing when LB tries to say, you can't get mad at me for attacking Dre. She's trying to gaslight you. I've been demanding that LB explain fully why she believes that Dre did any of the things that she says Dre did. And instead of actually getting up there and telling us, all she does is get up there, vet bash me, lie on someone else, attack someone else, or spam horrible content constantly. Because she does. She's trying real hard to be a Katie Joy. And she admitted that. Don't even say that I'm lying on you, LB. You said you wanted to replace Katie Joy. You said that. Veda is Molly's employee. Veda is Molly's employee. Except she has to pay Molly.
They were trying to make it look like somebody asked for a refund before Katie. Katie was mad that she was getting blamed for this whole scammer thing, which she did set up.
Veda is just a complete gaslighter. Like all she does is lie for Molly. Like you could even tell by the way she's talking. Doesn't it sound like she's reading from a script? It doesn't sound like she's thinking and talking at the same time. It's like, it's like she's reading from the script that Molly gave her, right?
Yeah. But I want to show you the truth. I pulled these out of Letitia's Cash.
The fucking truth. The truth. The truth now. Because we have the truth. We have where the person DM'd Letitia asking for a refund. She didn't request it right away. She DM'd Letitia and asked for it first. And it was before Katie. I've already gone over this though. I just want to make sure Veda knows. You're really bad at this, Veda. Nobody believes you. As Everything Go Lightly says, you have no credibility. You actually now have negative credibility. You're known as a liar, as a simp, as a little, you know, sheep banging along behind Molly everywhere she goes.
CASHAPP.
Yo, wait a dad dumb minute.
I just want to show you the major part of the story here, but
How the fuck are you able to access?
complete clout chaser, just like LB. LB also is a complete liar, pathological liar, clout chaser. All you got to do is take anything LB's talking about and go fact check it. But you want to look at the things that LB is claiming about another YouTuber. You know, when she's just sitting there copying someone else's research for one of her stories, yeah, she's just going to copy their research. That's every video she does. When she's trying to convince you something about another YouTuber, that's when you want to go fact check it. Because all she does is pathologically lie, like Veda.
Access Letitia's Cash App.
Naked, thank you so much. I've been looking for this, Naked. I have this saved on my hard drive. I need this, by the way. Let me grab it. Oh, I just found it. I just found the other one too. All right, so we want it right over here. Perfect.
Look right here. The girl donated. Okay. The police report says she donated on the 9th. She donated on the 25th of July at 2:20 in the morning. Immediately asked for it.
My God, shut up, Veda. Either you're just reading from a script that someone does not know how to write to communicate information, or you're just blabbering. Shut up.
Back. They set this girl up to
Oh my God, you are such a liar.
ask for a donation, to purposely ask.
They set this girl up to do it, even though we're trying to claim that Katie was the first one. Like, they set this girl up to be the first one, and then they set Katie up to be the first one. I mean, it couldn't have been possible that everyone got ripped off and that the money's gone right now. Like, no way, bro. The money is perfectly fine. And it's okay that Letitia didn't file in court to help Marvin. It's okay if Letitia didn't put the money into an account to give to Marvin's son. It's okay if she didn't give the money to help with Marvin's care. Letitia should be able to just spend all that money on herself, bro. Oh, come on, that's not evil. It's not selfish. It's not wrong. I'm Veda. I can just say whatever I want and it's true. Oh my God. somebody find my potato ear. It fell off. Can I replace it with a different option? Because I've got a bow I could put on from the potato head box. Or I could put the little tongue on the side of my head and people will think it's an ear. Oh.
For it right back to frame Letitia and Molly and Justin.
Leah says it's criminal. Exactly. So Veda is such an idiot. Like, Veda, you are arguing that if someone takes in money to save someone else for cancer research, to help someone in a coma, to help somebody with cancer medicine, to help somebody who's in an emergency, that someone else can take that money and keep it for themselves and it's not a crime. That is what you're arguing, dingus. Did you even stop to think about what you're arguing, Veda? Did you even ask yourself, what am I arguing? What is my point? Have you asked yourself any of these questions? Or did you literally just pay Molly and then get up on her panel and say everything she told you to say? Because I think it's a little bit of both.
At 2 a.m.
To pay for a lawyer, Leah. That lawyer had to file to save Marvon and the grandchild. If Letitia would have done that, she wouldn't be a scammer. She needed to have a lawyer file to save Marvon and the grandson. Even if she failed, whether she failed or succeeded, she wouldn't be a scammer. If she took that money and she filed with a lawyer, she wouldn't be a scammer. She would have done the right thing. That's just a fact. Right? Am I supposed to... Facts are facts. If I go and say that if Molly does a fundraiser, if Veda does a fundraiser and Veda says she's going to use the money to pay for a cancer victim, a cancer survivor's medicine, and instead she takes the money and buys a new car, Veda is trying to say that that's not only ethical, that that's not only okay, but that it's not illegal. Like all of the people that have been arrested for GoFundMe scams, like all of the people that have been arrested for GoFundMe scams out there, and you can do a simple Google search and literally read over and over and over the people that have been arrested doing this with fundraising, with GoFundMe, with Indiegogo, on PayPal, on CASHAPP, anywhere. You can just, they have entire subreddits dedicated to it. They have entire websites dedicated to it. But for some reason, Veda, the genius potato, the big-brained potato head, says that it's not wrong. It's not evil. It's not unethical. You know?
Maybe the woman didn't mean to send her $500. That's a lot of money.
Exactly. And then you're the one that you're complaining. Like, Veda has the nerve to sit here. She's got the nerve to sit here. Here, I want 2 of these. I don't like that other one. I like this potato. We want 2 of them. Hey, there. Much better. Much better. It's not only that, but Veda thinks that it's that somebody's sending another person $500. I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they sent Letitia $500. I wonder if it was because Letitia said she was saving Marvon and the grandson with the money. She was saving them from all of the things that Molly and Letitia and LB and Justin convinced us was going to happen to them. But Veda says, no, that's our money now. I'm logged into the account. Remember, it's my money, Molly's money, Letitia's money, LB's money. Whoever's logged into that account, that's our money. It doesn't belong to you. See, this is what these scammers, they have to do. They have to do one thing in order to accurately scam you. They have to convince you that what you're doing is you're donating a tip to a YouTuber. So you're donating it to, like, you tip me. Not only am I going to keep the money, but if you try to get it back, in most every scenario out there, you're going to fail. Because you chose to give me your money. Now that money belongs to me. You gave it to me. That's why. You gave it directly to me for me to support my show. Or PewDiePie, or Shroud, or Dr. Disrespect, or any other famous YouTuber. Any other famous YouTuber. You give them a tip. Any other regular YouTuber, any middle-sized, any big, or any famous YouTuber, Nate the Lawyer, you give him a tip. You're not going to get it back. You tip directly to him. It's just like if you go to a restaurant and you tip somebody $20, you can't go back the next day and get it back. Right? Okay. So they want you to believe that when they took this money, that you are giving it directly to them to do anything they want with. They want you to think that the choice, that they gave you the choice to give them money. That's not what they did. We know that for a fact. We've proven this. They've admitted this. You thought your money was going to be put into an account at a lawyer's office. This is the lawyer's account. Okay? Lawyer's account. You gave your money into a lawyer's account. That lawyer is going to file many things in court to do the goal that Letitia, Molly, and the rest told you, which was to save Marvon and save Raza. The fundraiser is to save Raza and Marvon. The method of doing it is to pay a lawyer all of the money Letitia gets to file in court. So, let's say Letitia did all of this right here, but then failed at this. The court is over. Letitia still has $10,000 left. Can Letitia keep this money? No, she can't just even keep that money. She would need to either give back money. She wouldn't do that because how do you know who to give money back to, right? So what she would do is give this money to Marvon and Raza. And how do you do that? You give it to Dre. But we know Letitia's not going to do that. This whole thing was lie about Dre, demonize Dre, turn Dre into a criminal, turn her into a bad guy, defame her, slander her, lie about her business, create a criminal monster who's abusing her kids and her husband that you need to save these people from so you can get the money. Beta thinks that that's okay. She's a horrible person, y'all. Molly thinks that's okay. Justin thinks that's okay because they're all horrible people. They're all horrible people. They're selfish. They're all narcissists. They think that they are the kings of the world, the queens of the world. They can do anything they want, no matter how much it hurts somebody else, no matter how much it steals or takes from somebody else. You already know this.
NL. So she donates on purpose.
Yep,
on
I remember that.
And then immediately asks for.
I remember that. You don't remember anything because you weren't paying attention to any of this. You didn't cover any of this. You were sitting there worshiping the ground that Katie walks on, kissing her feet.
For it back, and she claims that Letitia blocked her and declined it. No, CASHAPP declined Danielle because the payment already went through.
That's just a lie. Danielle came out and proved it. So you're lying. Nice try.
You have to move the money to your bank account. Otherwise, yes, you can send it back. Letitia was moving everything at record speed out of her Cash App at Lokes.
Yeah, and see, this is how you can debunk Veda. Veda, if Cash App wasn't giving back refunds, they wouldn't, in the middle of the night, have gone live with a scammer and siphoned all the money out. They wouldn't have had to. And while that scammer is telling them the refunds are going to come out, because why? PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo approved the refunds to come out. Then the scammer says, if you leave your bank account connected to these accounts, all of the refunds are going to come out. Why? because it was approved by Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. And she said in order to block the approved refunds, you have to take your bank account off of the 3 accounts, thus proving you're lying and thus proving that the screenshots that Danielle and others showed, proving that they were in the right to get their refunds, is real and correct. And your pathetic attempt to lie has been now you're not even showing anything that backs up what you're saying. None of this proves that Cash App denied Danielle's refund. None of it. When you get a refund denied, Cash App it'll say that refunds have been denied. Cash App will say that in the file inside of Cash App. So if you're looking into her account, which you're about to say you are, or you already did, one of the two, if you're looking into the account and you hear, or I'm sorry, and you don't see that, it's, if you see that there's no refund blocked, refund denied, whatever, then obviously the refunds were approved. But we already have the proof. We have Letitia, Molly, and Justin admitting that the refunds were approved by Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. So now you're calling them liars all of a sudden? No, you're just lying. You're just making shit up. Nice try. We've been at this for a really long time. If it was just as easy as going live and just lying like this, many people would have succeeded before you, Veda. But I do appreciate you proving to all of us that you're just a potato liar.
Ask for another refund, and on August 22nd, after 14 days, if the merchant doesn't answer, they all expire. So
no, see, you're lying again. You see, what really happened, because I've seen the paperwork, I've shown it here, it's in a previous stream, you're welcome to go look at the paperwork yourself, is that they asked for a refund. The vendor is allowed to either grant the refund or deny the refund. Then Danielle has to choose to either accept the fact that she's been blocked or refund or appeal it. That's what happened. That's the truth. It's a fact. Now, when she and others appealed the decision that Letitia made to not give the refund, then Cash App must look at the evidence and decide who's in the right. Is it Letitia or is it the refunds? We've already been through this from 21 Jump Street. They backed the refunders. Thus why we have this clip. I'm not going to play it right now. I'll play it in a little bit if I play it. But because I've played it so much in the last few days, you could just go to my last stream or the stream before that and see it. But it is the clip where they're all sitting on screen and saying that they need to take the money out of the account because if they don't, all of the money is going to be taken by, oh, whatever. Let's just play it.
It's turned off.
Okay.
Okay, and then also to make sure that she doesn't have a bank card linked to that account. Only when she has to withdraw out of it is the only time that she should have a card linked to it. Because if somebody tries to do a request, they can get it because if you have a card linked to
it, there you go. They admit you're lying because they themselves admit Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal sided with the refunders. They admit this, Veda. You're just lying about the history of what happened. It's called gaslighting, okay? You're really bad at it.
So on the 22nd, one expires. On the 17th, one expires. On the 18th, she goes on to the Bunny Rabbits channel and says the right dates. She says the correct dates, which totally is how I got into this because I was like, these dates, I had the police report in my hand. I said, these dates don't match.
Why in the fuck does a date on a police report have to match the other date you're saying it has to match? So if you're doing research and you see that a police report shows one date, you have to look at the police report. Now, is that police report written by the police? Is the police checking the date off of something else and writing it down? or are they interviewing someone? Where did the police officer get the information that's in that police report? That's step one, Veda. I should not have to explain this to you. Once you determine where the information came from, then you'll know how to fact check that information. Let me give you an example. Let me help you since you're not smart enough to do this yourself. You could then determine if maybe the information came from Danielle. Now you're looking at the police officer transcribing what Danielle is saying to the police officer. Now you have to ask yourself, what are the possibilities of these dates and why is blah, blah, blah? Okay, did Danielle speak a wrong date? Did she get confused? Did she look at the wrong thing? Are the dates correct and you are getting it wrong? Because we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Instead of pulling notice whenever I break down anything, I'm putting everything I'm breaking down on the screen. I'm showing you every fucking thing. Just like I just pulled up the video clip of them siphoning the money out of the account, right? I put it on the screen and I explain it to you. So even if you think I'm saying it wrong, the evidence is right there and you can look at it with your own eyes. If you want to say that I'm wrong or I'm lying to you or something, you can't because it's right here. You see what I'm saying? Notice how she didn't do that with anything she's saying, because even the shit on the screen here doesn't back up what she's saying. This is such a bad lie job. And I want to please pull your attention to a person who knows that Veda's lying. Molly herself. Molly, while hearing Veda lie her ass off, even knows that she's full of shit. Look at this. Look at this. Even, hey, nonsense. I was just talking about you. What was I saying? I was saying earlier, nonsense, myself and all the other channels out there had covered this ad nauseum, right? And it just shows you, Molly should be interrupting Veda. Molly should be saying, Veda, you're wrong, because Molly should know these facts, right? You can go back to when it happened, when we looked at all this. You can go back to when Nonsense did. You can go back to when other YouTubers did. None of it matches anything that comes out of Veda's mouth. But that's okay, because we've already exposed and debunked Veda. What I want to know from you, Veda, is for you to stop just potatoing around and explain to us, please, why are you, Molly, most likely Justin and LB, and Letitia all logged in to accounts that you claimed were money for a man in a coma? Why are you guys logged in to an account when you should have zero access to it?
The police report, and then I started looking at Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello! And she was in the uncovered.
You don't have any room to talk about someone's looks, Veda. Yeah, you think she looks like Miss Doubtfire. I don't know where you're getting this from, honestly. I know where you're getting it from. Because you're, again, trying to claim that Nonsense it looks like, you know, a dude dressed up as a woman. It's just not true. It's just not there. But I'll tell you one thing. You definitely look like a potato. You look like a potato head. You do. At any point when you're talking, I could just expect your ears to fall off and be replaced with other potato head parts. Why is the glasses in the ear hole? Like, you ever go to play with a potato head and you notice that one of the kids playing with the potato head back in the day took the glasses, and because the glasses, you could even put the glasses in the ear hole. Why is the mouth on top of the eye, and then why is the eye in the mouth slot? That doesn't make sense, kid. Will you stop messing up the potato head? Can we at least have a realistic looking potato head today at elementary school, please? There was always that one kid. He'd go to the potato head and pop the damn ear off and put the glasses in the ear hole. That's Veda. That's Veda. Well, actually, also when Veda is at an elementary school, Veda has to take extra security measures. Did you hear about this? Because, like, Veda has to have an escort every time she goes to the elementary school. And it's not because she's doing anything wrong. No, Veda's not. She would never do anything wrong. It's not because she does anything wrong. It's because every elementary schooler runs up to her and starts trying to pull her ears off. All these kids are getting in trouble at the elementary school trying to pull her ears off, trying to pull her mouth off. And the elementary school teacher has to explain to these kids, this is not the potato head toy. This is Veda. The potato head toy is in the toy box. This is not toy time. We're doing basic 1 + 1 = 2 today. Quit trying to pull Veda's ears off, kids. Go back to your seats.
Fraud with Von McRae group, they set that up to go with this so that this would back up their group. And then the group eventually shut down because they couldn't follow through. And they were afraid probably that everybody would figure out that they set the mother up.
What? What did you just say with your mouth hole? They were all in a group, and then the group disbanded because they were afraid everyone was going to figure out that they set Letitia up. You could at least say Letitia instead of the mother, because Letitia isn't the mother. You see, Veda, this thing happened when Marvon was 1 year old where Letitia signed Marvon's rights away. So no one's going to know that you're talking about Letitia when you say mother. They're going to think you're talking about Dre, the only mother in the story. Unless you want us to just ignore the fact that Letitia signed her rights away as mother to Marvon when he was 1 year old, or, I mean, I don't know. See, this is the problem. This is why you need to learn how to communicate. And I get it, because they still, as much as technology has advanced in the years, they still haven't invented a potato head that can actually talk correctly. They have prototype potato heads that you can talk to, but they just don't respond correctly. I'm just hoping someday science will make a potato head that we can actually talk to, and it'll teach our kids and maybe even make coffee. But as we sit now, potato heads just say dumb shit sometimes.
Now they shut down their group. I thought you single-handedly took the group down.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? She can't even get her story straight while lying here. And this is why I don't think that she is reading off of a script. Because there's been parts of this where I think she's reading off of a script, Veda. Other parts, though, she changes her story. So if she did write a script out and she's reading off of the Molly script, then whoever wrote the script wrong to where it contradicts itself, just as Everything Go Lightly pointed out here. Veda can't even keep her story straight. The group shut down because they were scared they would get busted. Actually, the group got shut down for a different reason earlier. And then later, there's a fourth reason that the group got shut down.
I'm lost.
Everybody's lost Everything Go Lightly. Anytime this potato talks, everybody's lost. Even Molly. Look at her. Molly fell asleep. Molly's head is about to fall off her shoulders. Someone needs to get a crane and pull her head back into place. Look at it. I can't even put my head that far down. It's not physically possible. She is that far asleep.
Storytelling isn't easy to follow, and your proof isn't really lining up either.
Nothing that is coming, like the shit she has on the screen, by the way, doesn't even equate to what she says.
And now Mrs. Doubtfire has been trying to walk her.
Okay, Mrs. Potato Head, when are you going to go and actually account? See, because when nonsense talks, nonsense actually makes sense. When nonsense talks, what nonsense puts on the screen actually relates to what nonsense is saying. When nonsense gets something wrong, she corrects herself. She apologizes. She corrects the story. It actually all fits. Nonsense can go live right now and give you hours of information that will match the last time that nonsense gave that information. Just like me. I could start right now from the beginning of this whole mess and go for 2 weeks doing streams every night, giving you piece by piece by piece by piece, and it's going to match every bit of what I did in my pre-recorded streams, the ones we did, the streams we did back in the beginning. You, on the other hand, can't take 5 minutes and convey information correctly. It contradicts itself, doesn't match what's on the screen. It's full of shit. You can't even track it. If I wanted to fact check the things you're saying, I wouldn't be able to. And then on top of all of that, you end up revealing the biggest truth about the whole thing.
I've never been a part of this group. Her admin, none of your business, was an admin for that group.
So Molly was in that group. Letitia is in that group. Letitia was in the group. So are you saying that someone being in the group makes them a bad person? Well, you're correct about Letitia.
They all set this up for 6 months to frame this woman as a fraud.
So, okay, they set this up for 6 months. Okay, so they're all sitting there setting this up. How did they know Marvon was going to do this? Because Letitia's been a fraud since the first day she raised money. That's when Letitia became a fraud. The first day she took money in, which was just days after she found out that Marvon was in a coma. Letitia finds out that her son is in a coma. She doesn't go see him. She doesn't give a fuck. She gets on Facebook and starts raising money. Fact. Already proven. Okay? So that's when Letitia became a fraud. Letitia, then, you're trying to say 6 months. When Marvon did what he did, Letitia already ripped everybody off within a month and a half. She was supposed to file within the first, let's say the first week, 2 weeks that she appeared on Molly's channel. She should have filed in court. She should have filed in court 3 weeks in. She should have filed in court 4 weeks in. She became a fraud the minute she didn't file in court within a few weeks. So how in the Sam hell did this group know that Marvon was going to do that? Because in order for them to take 6 months to set up Marvon, they would need to do this for 5 months before he even did it. They would have to be working for 5 months before he entered a coma in order for them to take 6 months to frame Letitia. Okay? Again, though, this is called a conspiracy theory because you're just taking things that you're looking at and trying to fit them in to a story. You're grabbing a bunch of facts, lining them up so they can equal Letitia's been set up. But the problem is if you just look at the actual story, nothing you said fits in. Nothing you said comports with reality. But everything Nonsense has said matches reality 100%. Everything I've put out matches reality 100% and can be fact checked. Oh, just so you know, everything that you're going to need to fact check me is going to be on the screen. If you go back to those videos and you look at me going through this story, because I actually put it on the screen, not just to respect my viewers, not just to protect myself, not just to respect Marvon and Dre, but so that you can try to debunk my ass. I invite anyone to try, because you're going to fail. You're going to have to be a conspiracy theorist here. Again, the fact is, video clip after video clip, hundreds of video clips of Letitia and Molly and Justin and LB telling us what Letitia needs money for. Hundreds of video clips. Letitia didn't file in court to help Marvon or the grandson. Therefore, it's a scam. It's not even as complicated as you tried to make it. You don't need to go in and piece together a conspiracy theory to be able to save Letitia. All you've got to do is find out what she did with the money and show the truth. If Letitia kept the money, she scammed us. If Letitia did file in court back then to save Marvon and the grandchild, then she didn't. And again, Veda, ask yourself a simple question. If Letitia didn't keep the money, then why didn't she keep going on Molly's panels? Why didn't she keep updating everybody with how she's doing in court trying to save Marvon and the grandchild? Why didn't she tell the truth? All of this would have gotten her more donations, more money. Thousands of people would have watched, as they did at the time. Remember, Letitia was supposed to go on Molly's channel to update everybody on how the case was going in court, saving Marvon and the grandchild. But instead, Letitia ran away. You see, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't even make sense. You're beyond left field. You're on another planet. And it's fucking hilarious. Because we know why you're doing this while Molly is sleeping and her head is literally in another dimension. It's so bent over, her head is in another dimension. We know why you're doing this because Molly put you up to it. You went to Molly, gave her a bunch of money on Patreon, then paid her a bunch of money so you could interview her. And as you guys started talking, Molly said, will you come on my channel and lie to everybody? Will you try to get me out of this on my channel? That's how desperate Molly was. The thing is, though, I bet you paid to be right there. No, not when you paid for Patreon, not when you paid for the interview. I bet every time your face pops up, you've paid Molly so that you could be there. You just thought it would be fun. Why are you toying with Marvon's life like this? You are. You're the one toying with his life. Whoever is lying is the one toying with Marvon's life, using Marvon. People that are telling the truth are commentating on this. People that are giving accurate information and telling the truth are not doing anything wrong. We are allowed to talk about these kind of stories. There have been argument after argument made throughout the history of mankind. Should we be able to talk about murders? Should we be able to talk about these kind of scenarios? Should we be able to get together and give our feelings on it? Every human being has always said yes, Veda. Every human being says it is an integral part of human life, regardless of how tragic it is. Everyone should be able to give their opinion on it. We should not force people to not talk about this stuff. So we know people can talk about these kind of stories, right, Veda? Okay. Then if we know that we can talk about this stuff, what's the issue? Well, the issue should be whether someone's lying when they talk about this stuff or whether someone's telling the truth. That should be the issue. Whether someone is being honest when they bring this stuff up, trying to get to the truth of something, or whether someone is trying to lie, distort things, whatever they're doing to try to make personal gain off of it. So as long as you're being honest, as long as you're telling the truth, you're allowed to cover this. Nonsense isn't doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong. Oh, I know you want to expose us so bad. But again, you don't know the definition of the word expose. In order to expose us, you'd need to go into what we're doing and find where we've done something wrong. Though, ironically, your desire is, you have such a desire to expose us that you're not even looking to your left or right. The people sitting next to you have been lying, manipulating, doxing, threatening, stealing this entire time, using Marvon's name to do it. So, Veda, do you mind actually debating me? Because I challenged you to a debate a few days ago. Meet me on a neutral third-party debate channel, and let's debate whether, number one, anyone should be able to talk about Marvon's story. Number two, if we can talk about Marvon's story, then what is appropriate and what isn't? And number three, what is appropriate and what's not about fundraising in these kind of situations? A third-party channel. There are debate channels out there we could go on. You feel like you've got all the answers. You say you know everything about what's going on. Let's go. If you don't want to go, Molly can replace you. Justin can replace you. LB can take your place. But unfortunately, all three of them won't do it. You guys love to lie. If you're lying, how are you going to expose anyone else? If you're lying, how are you going to expose anyone else?
People can admin for multiple groups without all being attached. Put this smoking gun down, Alec Baldwin. It's not worth it.
I love that.
That's what his mother has been through just for wanting to see her son.
No, she got to see her son. She could have stayed. She had enough money to see, so she could have stayed down there with her son in the beginning the whole time he was in the hospital. She had enough money to stay in an Airbnb. She had enough money to get a vehicle. She had enough money where she could go and pay for her food every day, amenities. She could have stayed in a nice hotel. She had enough money. Then she could have went over to Marvon. She had enough money to replace the wages she would have lost. Fact. And she had enough money where she could have walked in every single day, because guess what? Dre can't stop Letitia or Marvon Sr. from seeing Marvon in the hospital. It's a fact. Molly's admitted this. Letitia's admitted this. Marvon Sr.'s admitted this. So why are you up here saying that she wanted to see her son when she didn't? Oh, but she went to see him for a couple days. So why'd she leave? These motherfuckers keep saying that she wanted to see Marvon more. So why didn't she do it? You're acting like someone stopped her. Nobody even had the capacity to stop her. The money she took in would have paid for her to literally live next to Marvon while he was in the hospital. And she chose not to. And then when she finds out he's been moved to a long-term care facility, now she wants to say, I want to see my son so bad. Fuck you, Letitia. If that was true, you would have done it instead of sitting on your ass, spending everybody's fucking money, lying to everybody in the beginning. And that's a fact. That is a fact. Thank you, Cherie.
And these people are racist pieces of crap.
Who's a racist piece of crap? You're sitting with Molly, where there are clip after clip after clip after clip of her saying racist things. I've been on this platform every single day, going on for how many years? Yeah, I do take a couple days off a week, but that's normal. But going on for years. And you don't have clips of me saying anything racist out of all those years since 2016. And you don't have a single clip of me saying racist anything. You're going to call me racist, huh? But you're going to sit next to Molly, who is constantly racist, and not bring up, have you even looked at the compilations? Hell, I've got one right here. Imagine if I had said this, y'all. Imagine if I had said what I'm about to play for you. Is this it? No, wait. I don't want to use that. I got this new video player that works really good. Where's it at? Here it is.
They find him in his condition, and you're not crying, you're not upset.
She was crying. She was upset. You're lying. We've seen the body cam footage, so you're lying.
And Mr. Marvon Sr. said that the rope was down here.
How does he know? He wasn't there. How does anybody know? The only person that would know that is Dre. Marvon Sr. wouldn't know that. Another lie Molly told that we've forgotten about. But keep going, please.
Is that what you meant by trying to destroy you?
Okay, hold on. Let me get it.
People that loves him most, he willingly walked outside and grabbed a rope?
This is who you're defending, Veda. What if I would have done any of this? You know, you'd be sitting on that panel playing clips of me doing this, talking about how bad of a person I am. But Molly can do anything in the world. She can say anything and do anything, right? But you're going to expose me. See how much of a fool you look like? If you want to expose me, first thing you're going to have to do is not be around Molly, Justin, or LB, because they are walking, talking fucking morons. They every week they've got a new clip of them trying to unblur a minor's body, naked body, well, dead naked body, or talking about how the reason that a man committed suicide was because he was around his family and his wife, and that's why he did it, because they didn't do enough for him. These are things she's not only said then, but still says to now. Or how about LB, who says she still believes Dre had something to do with it, even though she's been cleared by 6 different police investigations beyond the first one. And you're going to sit, and even though I've never said anything close to any of these things, I've been respectful to Dre, respectful to Marvon, respectful to everybody I talk about in this story, including the people that I debunk, but yet still I'm the bad guy, or nonsense is the bad guy. Ironically, while you sit and insult me and insult nonsense, so that's pretty funny too. But anyway, let's hear what else your queen has to say. Your employer has to say.
Leaving the people that he loved the most. That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. So what happened, Molly? You just said the rope was in the wrong place. You just said that it doesn't make sense that he committed suicide. She's saying that he was murdered. And she always said that it was one person, Dre. And then Letitia came in and said, I have to raise money and get Marvon Jr. and the baby away from the murderer, Dre. Gee willikers, Batman, could it possibly be that this was all set up the whole time? Because now we know that y'all were logged in to Marvon's money accounts with Letitia. You guys not only had an incentive to create the lie, not only did you help create the lie and defamation and slander against Dre, not only before Letitia was even there did you start to create the lie so that Letitia, when she came in, used the lies that you created on your channels, using Justin and LB the whole time to help create the lie and back the lie, to have Letitia come on, use the doubt that you put into the situation, use the fact that Dre is an abuser and a murderer to try to rescue Dre and Marvon. Now you have a need for the money that was collected. In fact, if you wouldn't have lied about Dre, all of you at the same time in tandem, even before Letitia showed up, you would have never had the ability to collect the money. There would be no reason for Letitia to collect the money to go get the lawyer to go save them if you wouldn't have lied. And then when Letitia comes in, not only do you collect the money and tell everybody that it is for saving these people, and that if you ever want a refund, you can have it, and they're going to be fully accountable and let everybody know about every donation. They're going to be fully transparent and give refunds if people want them. People realize they've been lied to just a week later and start asking for refunds, and then you start to dox those people, and you start, and it's crazy because guess who was doing all this doxing, guys? Hey, Potato, guess who was doing the doxing? Could it have been the person who created the narrative before Letitia even showed up, Molly? Gee, you know what it seems like, Veda? You're saying that everybody was in these groups creating the lie to set up Letitia? You know what I think? I think what you're doing is telling the truth, kinda. Because I think that all of these people were in a group to set up Dre. I think you gotta set up Dre as the murderer. You gotta place the doubt to all the people. You got to place all of this insane circumstances that all put Dre as the bad guy. How would Molly and LB and Justin know to create the narrative about Dre before they ever talked to Letitia? How would they know? Well, now that we know that Molly and Wynette and Letitia were all in a text message group, something they claimed they weren't, I wonder if they were in that text message group before Molly started to talk about this subject. Could it be that that's when Molly and LB and Justin learned that they needed to create the narrative about Dre? Like, they're in this text message group and this phone call group, right? Like, because at some point, Molly must have known that she needed to create the narrative to get ready for Letitia to come on in a week. Right? So what I think, Veda, is that you're kind of right, because you're saying that all these people were in a group and they tried to frame Letitia. But I think that what you're doing is I think you're Darvoing the situation. I'll read that in just a minute. I think you're Darvoing this, Veda. I think you're taking the victim and making the victim into the perpetrator. so that you can deny, you can attack, and reverse the victim offender role. You want Dre to be the bad guy. You want us to be the bad guys. And you want to make Molly and Letitia the good guys. That's what you're trying to do, Darvo. Because that's what narcissists do, but it's not going to work. Because this story does have a conspiracy theory. Problem is, the conspiracy theory about this story makes more sense than the actual information. Now I'm going to give it to you right now. You see, Veda. Why would Molly know that she needed to start the exact narrative that Letitia used to collect the money? Because Letitia was collecting the money on Facebook a week before Molly, 10 days before Molly even started doing this. Right? Now just follow me, people. What if Wynette, Letitia, and Molly were talking in the very beginning before Molly covered the story? What if that's why Molly's first videos were setting Dre up as a murmurer and as an abuser, and she got that from the phone calls that she had with Letitia and Wynette? Because we know that they all were in a group together. This was just revealed a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago. Now, Molly meets Wynette and Letitia. They come up with the plot. Molly goes to YouTube for about 8 days and acts like she doesn't know Letitia. So she acts like, I'm sitting here saying that Dre did this and Dre did that, and that she starved the kids, and that she did this, and I'm making fun of Dre, and I'm doing 3 videos a day. And then all of a sudden, Letitia comes on her show. That's what she wants us to believe. I believe that they talked before Molly even covered the story. That's what I believe. And they built the narrative so Letitia could come in and monetize Molly's narrative. Molly was the only YouTuber that was really out there playing this game. Katie was a little bit, but she was the whole time looking at both sides, and she was suspect. It's why she flipped sides like she did and asked for a refund, because she realized, Letitia has been charged with all of these money crimes in the past, so I'm going to get my money back, because I don't want to give somebody who has all these money crimes my $1,000. And it's a good thing that Katie did that, because, as we know, Letitia, Wynette, and Molly, and this whole thing was cooked up and implemented within a couple weeks. So Molly starts talking about this whole story, and within a few weeks, Letitia and Molly are already collecting the money so that they need to be able to help Marvon and the baby. So either they're telling the truth and Molly just rolled the dice and guessed that Dre was responsible, went to her channel and did all the things I've shown you she did to Dre until Letitia came in about a week later. Letitia came in week 2 of Molly's coverage. And Letitia just randomly said to herself, I'm going to tell everybody that I need to save them from the evil Dre, and then I'm going to keep the money and run. Or, see, that's what Molly wants you to think happened here. Or Molly, Letitia, and Wynette talked. They realized if they want to fundraise in this story, they're going to need a family member. Letitia volunteered. They realized that if they're going to be able to get a lot of money, they need to create a scenario where their money is going to save Marvon and the kid. And they realized that they needed to be able to do all of this and hook the audience as much as they could. And so Molly started her little Dre narrative that came out of nowhere, that had no facts to back it up. Many people were telling Molly she was wrong and trying to debunk her from the beginning, and she wouldn't listen. She wouldn't look at the facts. It's like she had a motive from the very beginning to keep bashing Dre. And ironically, she gets offended then if you say that that motive that she had was she knew Letitia was going to come on her show and monetize the narrative. She thinks that's offensive to believe, right? And she was succeeding a little bit in saying that she was in on it from the beginning, defending herself from that. Molly was succeeding a little bit. When did it backfire on Molly? A couple weeks ago, when people found out that Molly and Letitia and Wynette were all calling each other, texting each other, and in a group together, chumming around. So it makes sense that that's what Veda's saying, doesn't it? It's almost like Veda's trying to take the damage done to Molly and spin it off of Molly onto her criticizers. I have a pending refund from Letitia right now, $20, says Gina. You know, I don't think you're going to get it, Gina, but you can file a police report to her local PD so that you can actually get some justice for what happened to you. That's up to you. Now, here's the deal. Now we know, thanks to you, Veda, the big truth bomb about this scenario. We know the big truth bomb, guys. That not only was Letitia logging in, Cherie, thank you. Not only was Letitia logged in to her Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, but Molly was too. And we know that Veda has access to it too. And Boston Nick has a video clip of Molly sending Letitia money. The minute she hits send, a pop-up comes down on Molly's phone. You know what it says? You have sent yourself the money. She was logged in from the beginning, guys. So yes, now I do believe that we have all of the proof, all of the facts, all of the details to be able to show people that Molly didn't just randomly decide to defame and slander a woman who was devastated by her husband's suicide attempt. We have the argument, we have the proof, and we have the details to show that in reality what happened is that this group of people who hated Dre found a way to monetize Marvon's suicide by attacking and defaming Dre. Now, real quick, before I go offline because I need to eat, who are you saying is racist? Veda?
People with no color, they want to discredit what blacks go through. Y'all don't live in fear going out every day because of your skin color.
I do.
Because of your skin color, you feel afraid?
Yes.
What
you
do you
don't feel afraid, Marissa, for your skin color?
Oh wow. That is nonsense.
So even Justin knows to call Molly out for being this Ray.
I'm calling bullshit.
From them going on the chases, blah, blah.
Are you supposed to be shot when you are running away? So you're justifying these shootings when they are running away with no weapons in their hand and they still get shot?
I think that
Molly offended this African-American woman by claiming that she is just as hated for her skin color as this woman is. I've never done that, Veda. I've never said this about a African-American child.
Look at his little ashy knees.
I don't talk about people like this. I'm not racist like Molly. I'm not racist like Molly. Because it's funny, Veda, you just said I'm racist. You said nonsense is racist. That's who you're talking about here. Kind of funny. It's almost like you'll say anything. And you know what? Who are you? Who are you? Because you haven't just exposed that you're a liar. Well, let me help you, Veda, before I go offline. By the way, if you want to support my show, it's paypal.me/UNIRock. You can use $UNIRock or $UNIRACHEL on Cash App if you want to support us. Like and subscribe. You can join our channels. And if you do join, we're going to be doing member streams this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. But let me help you out, Veda, because there's something else. Not only did you expose that you, Molly, and most likely the others are logged into Marvon's accounts, and not only is it spitting in Marvon's face to do this, it's just overly disgusting, and it's you and whoever's logged into this doxing all of those people that donated, not just the ones that wanted refunds. Who in the fuck are you that these people get to give you access to all of the donators' private data? All of the donators should be calling the local PD and letting them know that they're sharing this account around, because you need to protect your data. They've got your data if you donated, and Molly and Letitia are giving it to all of these random people. Veda, this complete idiot. Veda, how does Molly know Veda's not just going to go hand the password and shit out to other people? She's that dumb. She's that out of her mind. But who in the hell are you, Veda? You're just a person that wants to be on YouTube, and you want to do all the dirty things that Molly does. You want to be able to dox people, or else you wouldn't have given yourself access to all of that private data. You want to lie for Molly, or else you would have fact-checked yourself and watched some of these streams and some of these videos that prove the real truth. And you also are just a random person. A random internet dweller. If this woman is willing to give a random internet dweller all of the donators, good and bad, in their mind, refunders and regular, access to all of their private data, if they're willing to just take any random weirdo off of the street, off of the YouTube street, and give them all of this, because they admit that they did do that for Veda, then you know there are many other people that they've given access to these accounts. You know that's true. You also know another fact, Veda, that Molly is so desperate that she would take a simp, any random person, any random simp, only have to meet one qualification, Veda, that you will do anything for Molly, and Molly is so desperate she would pluck you off the YouTube streets and put you up on her channel to lie for her. On top of the fact that Molly took this pervert who believes that people that take a YouTuber and a lawyer's children and Photoshop them into prawn, she says that's satire. She doesn't believe that's simulated CP and that it's illegal and immoral. She says it's a joke. And yes, that's a fact about that person, along with the fact that she lets old perverts lobster bait and watch prawn while they talk about kids. I showed that clip in a previous stream at the very beginning, just from the day or two ago, 3 days ago. But listen to this, guys. You know that masturbating lobster that the pervert had on? That who she defended for masturbating on her show while they were talking about kids? Veda had him on as a guest a few days ago. Yeah. Veda, the person under Veda, I call her Elmo. Veda had the masturbating lobster on her show. Now, some of you won't understand what that means, but this is a group. This is a group of people that go around and they lie on YouTubers to get clout from other people that don't like those YouTubers. They've been busted for this many times in the past. You can just search YouTube and look at all the proof. So Molly didn't just employ Veda. Molly also employed a group of people known as serial harassers. Veda had a man on her stream who had a restraining order put against him for creeping on a woman YouTuber that accused him of sexual harassment. Veda, why did you interview a man, the only person that I know of on YouTube who ever sexually harassed another YouTuber and got a restraining order put against him? You interviewed him, treated him as a celebrity. So I don't think I'm going to trust what comes out of your mouth, Veda, or your friends. But the one thing that I can trust is the fact that you took screenshots out of that Cash App account, Marvon's fundraiser Cash App account. So I don't need to take your word for that. I've got proof that you logged into that account. So thank you for exposing that this whole story is so much more sinister than any of us even could have thought it was. Before you came along, Veda, it was hard for us to convince other people that they shared the fundraiser money and that they defamed Dre from the grip on purpose so they could collect the fundraiser money. People were having a hard time with those two pieces of this story because there wasn't a lot of evidence out there that led to that. But with you now doing this, Veda, with you now revealing this, we now know that this was a complete and utter group scam the entire time. You want to support me? I just told you how. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you ring the bell here and on UNIRock too. Thank you for watching. We'll be here all weekend, and it's only going to get crazier every day because we've got some good info now, even on OLB and her blubbermouthed husband. Why don't we talk a little bit about Betty, who got her hair did and exposed some things about herself in the last few days? Why don't we go in on H.O. Williams and the things that she's been doing since that actually do go towards explaining that heels on the ground? They don't protest. What they do, they find a way to attack family members of tragedies and monetize the fallout. I'm UNIRock. I'll be back. Whoops. Let me do that last part again because something messed up. I'm UNIRock. I'll be back. Better, much better. Bye.